Broadway's finest shows, the world's greatest books, the important news beats of our time. This is Pulitzer Prize Playhouse, the outstanding name in American entertainment. Presented by Schlitz, the outstanding name in American brewing. Schlitz, the beer that tastes so good to so many people that it's the largest selling beer in America. Schlitz, the beer that made Milwaukee famous, brings you Pulitzer Prize Playhouse. Tonight, direct from the stage of the ABC television studios in New York City, Helen Hayes in Mary of Scotland by Maxwell Anderson, who won a Pulitzer Prize for his play Both Your Houses. Television adaptation by Mab Maynard and Alan Anderson, with Mildred Natwick, John Emery, Anthony Kemble Cooper, Romney Brent, Barry Kroger, and Fred Warlock.
I was right, Jamie. 'Tis the Queen's ship. Oh, it cannot be the Queen's ship, you like. For she's to come in a month and she's none due this month. On the word, man. I've read out with the fishermen. And she's a galley with oars, and she carries it for the oriflamme. Master Knox, is it the Queen's galley?
Aye, it is.
Well, there's been no herald of it, nor has anyone told us.
I have ways of knowing. And hearing of it, I came myself to see the white face they speak of, and these taking graces, and to tell her that we will want and have none of her here.
Jamie, she's docking.
Ahoy! For sure there, Stan. I'm ready.
Leg it over to the inn, one of you lads, and fetch a chair.
We're on guard here, my lord.
Blast your guard duty, the Queen of Scotland stepping out of a boat in velvet shoes. A bit of raw evening to you, Master Knox.
And to you, my Lord Bothwell.
Oh, body of me, I could wish the clouds would stoop less to their queen in my native land.
One forgets how dismal this Scotland can be.
Dismal, my brother, have you never gorged with bright thorn apples in mid-August?
And when they come, they will bring excellent devices of masks and ornament to deceive the eye, and soft words and stenches to cumber the senses of mankind, the fruits of that great sin that eats at the heart of the world, the Church of Rome.
My brother, I have been long away, and the speech of Scotland falls strangely on my ear. But is this talk usual among my people?
Your Majesty, this is Master John Knox, of whom your grace may have heard.
Nay, then I have heard of him, and I wish to speak with him. Master Knox, it is true that I am Mary Stuart and your queen, and that I come back from France after many years away to take up my rule in this country. It is true, too, that I am inexperienced and none too adept in statecraft. But this is my native place, Master Knox. And whatever I may lack in experience, I shall try to make up for in tolerance and mercy, and a quick eye for wrongs, and a quick hand to right them.
Aye, they told me you spoke, honey.
And cannot you also, you and your people, cannot you too be tolerant toward me a little space while I find my way?
Woman, I remember whose daughter and whose voice you are.
Your Majesty, if the old goat has said anything that needs retracting...
Nay, he shall retract nothing in fear. I will have all men my friends in Scotland. You most of all, for I have met you first, and it is an augury.
I have said what I came to say.
But you no longer mean it. See, Master Knox, I give you my hand. It is a queen's hand and fair, and I look at you out of honest eyes. You cannot refuse me. Do you still hesitate? It is clean. And you will come to see me and give me counsel.
Your Majesty, I should be untrue to myself and my calling if I refused counsel where it is asked.
I shall send for you, and soon.
Good night, Your Majesty.
Good night, Master Knock. Now I wonder, will he hate me more or less?
More, probably. However, it's just as well to have him where you can watch him.
You're an outspoken man yourself, Captain.
In heart as well as tongue. And there is that about you, Your Majesty. And in your eyes to inspire...
And bold more than a little, Captain. Brother, is this man a friend?
The captain is James Hepburn, the Earl of Bothwell.
Oh, and you are a friend?
It will do for the moment, Your Majesty.
Tell me, my Lord Bothwell, have I done well so far? Shall I make this Scotland mine?
Madam, it is a cold, dour, sour, villainous country. I can only hope no harm will come here to the bonny face of yours. No misery to the spirit you bring.
Oh, truly, sir, it may be that they are not a happy race, but they have their beliefs, and what they believe from the heart, even this Master Knock.
He believes whatever to his own advantage. He split the country wide open over your coming and leads the pack against you. We shall have bloodshed over it yet.
Bloodshed? No. If I thought that, I should turn now and bid the mariners hoist sail and put back for France. I shall win, but I shall win in a woman's way, not by the sword.
My dear Burley, you said, I believe, that you had made memoranda in regard to Mary Stuart.
I have set down the facts as we must face them, Your Majesty.
Yes.
Mary Stuart is next heir, after Your Majesty, to the throne of England. And she is held by Catholic Europe to be the rightful Queen of England at this present time. Your Majesty being regarded by all Catholics as a pretender unjustly seated on your throne.
Also, they believe me illegitimate and say so.
These things being true, Your Majesty must not allow Mary Stuart to succeed as Queen of Scotland. For insofar as she is secure in Scotland, you are insecure in England.
And what must be done?
We must pick our quarrel and send an army into Scotland.
Not so quick with wars and troops and expenses. A war would unite Scotland against us, unite Scotland under Mary. No. It's necessary first to undermine her with her own subjects.
How can that be accomplished?
She is a woman, remember, and open to attack as a woman. We shall set tongues wagging about her. And since it may be true she's of a keen and noble mind, let us take care of that, too. We shall marry her to a weakling and a fool.
She'll hardly marry to our convenience, madam.
Not if she were aware of it.
We know that her interest in Bothwell is more than a passing one.
Bothwell, you think she loves him?
If the reports are true, Your Majesty. Bothwell is a Protestant. Now, if she were to marry a Protestant and turn Protestant herself, would she not make an acceptable ally?
I do not wish her as an ally. Have you not yet understood? I wish her for an enemy, that I may see her blood run at my feet, with mine run at hers. Since Bothwell is a Protestant, the more reason for dangling some handsome youngster instantly in the north, as if by accident. Nay, as if against my will. Some youngster with courtly manners, lacking brain. A Catholic, and of a blood strain that will strengthen pretensions to the throne of England.
You have thought of someone?
Handsome and of good bearing,
Yes?
but a boasting drunken boy and a fool.
Ah.
And if I give out that I'm determined against it, she will marry him.
But, Your Majesty, if it were known you plotted against her...
And if it should, it still will be said only that I am Queen of England and that I rule well.
The men, Your Majesty.
Lord Darnley.
My good Lord Darnley, will you come, man? You'll do no wooing of the Queen today, and these trollops have no time for plain Scotsmen.
Lord Darnley is to remain within call.
Ah!
Her Majesty's pleasure.
Well, that's something. It's Dangling's a gear of plain name.
Ah, my Lord Bothwell.
Tell the sweet Queen Lord Bothwell would see her alone.
Oh, sir, she's closeted with her secretary. We're not free to speak with her.
Closeted? So? I like not that word, closeted. Who is there here who can speak with her and tell her?
I might speak with Master Rizzio.
Then do that. Is Scotland grown so formal that a man's received like a moneylender?
We've been slapped off, much the same way, my lord.
Then run along and practice wearing that tin sword you got hung on you before it trips you.
Trips me?
Aye, run and play. This one's been used. The nicks along its edges were made are tougher than you.
Oh, my Lord Darnley, the English ambassador arrives today for his audience. If you could come tomorrow.
But I cannot come tomorrow. Tomorrow will not do. I've argued enough with women and women's hate men. A room's a room and a door's a door. Now, so will I enter without warning, or will you announce me to her?
I will speak with my lord alone. You come in anger.
I have been standing since this early morning. I and some 100 crows out in the coppice along the cliff's edge, waiting for the smoke to rise from your breakfast chimney. These crows are a funny company. I've had 4 full hours to study them.
You come to tell me this?
And this. And that I must love you above all things. I tell you truly, you're the manners of a rook, but I could be tamed and split my tongue with courtly speeches if I could be sure of you. If I could know from one day to another what to make of your ways. But you shut yourself away with secretaries and ministers while I perch me on the rocks and look my eyes out. When I would see my girl, why, I must see her.
Your girl! Give me leave, since I am a queen with a kingdom to reign over, to queen it once in a while. And now, with your pardon.
You'll go about the business of marrying someone else. That's what portends from Elizabeth's ambassador. I warn you, make no decision without me.
I cannot marry you, I beg you, ask it not. It's dangerous to be honest with you, my Bothwell, but honest I'll be. Since I've been woman grown, there's been no man save you, but I could take his hand steadily in mine and feel more power in myself than I felt in him. All but yourself. There is aching fire between us, fire that could take deep hold and burn down all the marches of the West, but it's not to be trusted. If I gave my hand to you, I should be pledged to rule by wrath and violence. That's your way, and it's not mine.
There is no other way for this nation of churls and cravens. Here you strike first to die. Oh, last, thou'll nurse these adders, and they'll fang thee. Thou art too tender and too just. My heart cries for thee. Oh, take my help. Take my hand.
I wish I could take both. God knows how I wish it. But as I am queen, my heart shall not betray me. What I believe and my faith, that all men love better good than evil, cling rather to truth than falseness.
God help thee, child.
Be staunch to me. Let me not lose your arm, no, nor your love. You know how much you have of mine. I'm here alone, made queen in a set, hard, bitter time. Aid me, and not hinder.
So it shall be. I'll help thee and defend thee. Lady dear, do you use guile on me?
No, sweet, I love thee, and I could love thee well.
You must lay this hand in no one's else. It's mine.
I have but lease on it myself. It's not my own. But it would be yours if it were mine to give.
Your Majesty, the English ambassador.
Go now and leave me. We've been seen too much together.
Her Majesty will be with you in a moment, Lord Throckmorton.
To continue. Greetings also from Elizabeth to my Lord James Stuart.
From Elizabeth?
And this much for now. Elizabeth has determined that you will reign in Scotland, if not as king, then as regent. Those are good greetings indeed. She bids me tell you this as if from herself, that you are not to be disturbed if her policy seems at variance with her will. Later, later.
My Lord Throckmorton.
Your Majesty, from one great queen to another, happiness.
A courtier in the grand style. My brother, do you wish word with me?
No, madam, only that I may see you tomorrow.
At your own time.
Queen Elizabeth sends her love to her cousin in Scotland, wishes her well, and most desires that all briars of discord that have grown between this city and England be wed away and leave a path for peace.
Tell Elizabeth that I desire that too. Does she put a name to these briars?
Your Majesty, I am permitted to speak quite frankly.
I beg you to.
You are next heir to the throne of England, and you are a Catholic. This is a danger to you as well as Elizabeth. Were you to turn Protestant, Elizabeth would at once recognize you as the heir to her succession. But your faith is a challenge to my queen.
I will not change my faith.
There was little hope that you would. There is some hope, however, that when your Majesty seeks a consort, you will not do so to bolster your claim to the English crown, which is strong enough already to cause us uneasiness in London.
She's chosen for me, I dare say. She has some lord of the sort in mind.
You embarrass me to go on. She had a fear of this. The young Lord Darnley has come north against her will. Why he is here, we don't know. But this Darnley combines to an exactness what Elizabeth dreads in case you marry. After you, he's next her throne. And should you marry him and have a son by him, he'd be heir to England. I think, in plain fact, Elizabeth would rather choose her own heir.
Now, God forgive me. I am heir to the throne of England, and after me, whatever children I may have. Unless, of course, the Virgin Queen should bear sons.
My queen has wished if you might choose Bothwell, or perhaps some other of Protestant persuasion.
And that's the message. We're down to it at last. My Lord Throckmorton, I marry where I please, whether now or later, and I abate not one jot of my good blood's lien on the English throne. Nay, I shall rather strengthen it if I can. The least worthy sovereign has a duty toward his blood, not to weaken it nor let it decline in place. I will see to your safe conduct. Rizzio, they make mock of me. I would have stood her friend, meant to be her friend, but now, this is not to be borne.
Your Majesty, you have made a decision.
Go and find Lord Darnley. Will your Majesty see Lord Bothwell? Yes, I must see him.
Aye, what an inexperienced queen you are to surround yourself with such taking wenches.
My lord, I've heard from England.
Mary, my queen, trust not a word they say to you. Trust not even the anger their words rouse in you.
Would God I'd been born deep somewhere in the Highlands, and there met you a maid in your path, and you but a Highland bowman that needed me.
My Mary, if you love me, you're my maid, and I your soldier.
And it won't be.
Aye, it will be.
Love you I may, love you I do. But I am a sovereign, and I too have a will as strong as your own, and enemies of my own, and my long revenges to carry through. I will have my way in my time, though it burn my heart out and yours. Nay, I'm jealous of this, my Stuart blood. They've attacked that blood, and I'm angry. They'll meet more anger than they know.
And who has angered you, not I?
Elizabeth.
She's afraid if I'm half a prophet that you'll marry me.
Oh, no. Her fears run the other way. She's afraid I'll marry a Catholic and threaten her throne. I may never sit on it, but the Stuart line will not suffer by me.
And will you tell me what that means?
It means that if I have a son, he will govern England.
And so he might if he were mine, too.
Nay, might, but it must be. She dares to threaten my heritage.
Does that mean Lord Darnley? Lady, this is not worthy of the girl I've known. Am I to be ousted by a Pape Jay who drinks in the morning and cannot carry his drink? You take too much of the future on yourself. Think of it. Leave something to the gods in heaven. They look after lovers.
What's a little love? A trick of the eye, a liking. To be set beside the name you'll leave forever or your son will have. No, you don't offer enough, Lord Bothwell.
If you marry this Darnley, I take away my hand.
I've chosen. I've set my face where I'm going.
Lord Darnley is here, Your Majesty.
Let him enter.
Lass, God fend thee.
I've given no leave for departure, Lord Bothwell.
I need no leave, nor leave taking.
Your Majesty.
I have sent for you, Lord Darnley, to tell you that your suit has prospered. You have asked my hand in marriage, and I grant it.
Your Majesty. I hardly hoped. I haven't dared. This is fortune to take one's breath. I shall love you, keep you, defend you.
We shall face troubled times.
We'll meet them bravely. This is some dream.
I feel that too.
I shall hold you in my arms.
No, not yet. And yet, if you like, come, kiss me.
They say a kiss seals the bargain.
Oh, yes, I've heard so. You've drunk too much.
Nay, only a morning cup.
You're a boy, a child.
Old enough, though. It's a bargain, then?
Yes. Let the kissing go. Let it go till the bond's sealed.
Aye, madam.
If what you're about to see makes you hungry, and thirsty, it's because we hoped it would. Why don't you go out and get yourself some? I think you'll like Schlitz best, too. Television rights to Mary of Scotland are through RKO Radio Pictures, soon to present in theaters Betty Davis in Payment on Demand. Now Act Two of Mary of Scotland, starring Helen Hayes.
My heart's in the north and my life's in the south. False have I pledged with my hand, false have I kissed with my mouth.
Where did you come by the song?
It is one I made.
Well, it's too true and past time for crying.
His Majesty will return tomorrow.
He was to have returned 3 days since, but the hunting may have been delayed.
The hunting. He does his hunting o' nights.
Your Majesty, I have a request, which you have denied before, but which I must make again. It is necessary for me to leave Scotland.
Rizzio.
I'm not wanted here, you know that.
Rizzio, the king is full of these whims and fancies. I will not have my friends driven from me. Now say no more of going.
Master Rizzio?
Yes?
Master John Knox is here.
Oh, Lord Huntley, should I see him? Each time we meet, he grows so in effrontery that I fear the time will come when I cannot control my anger.
Madam, he is a bigoted churchman who speaks as if there were no thought behind his words. But he is nevertheless a danger, for Scotland follows him.
Let him come in. Will you come closer, Master Knox.
I'm very well here, I thank your majesty.
You come, was it the word to make a protest?
I come to warn you.
To warn me of what, Master Knox?
You've taken a Catholic husband and set him on the throne beside you. The forms and appurtenances of the Romish faith cannot be thrust upon us.
I ask no one to subscribe to my faith, sir, but it has been mine from a child, and I keep it.
There is no tolerance for the idolater nor the adulterer. They are to be weeded out, and even now, before they come to the great pit and are given over to his unending fire.
Who is the idolater here?
Have you not set up an altar?
Oh, a very little one, sir. Nothing to what I could wish. And now tell me, who is the adulterer?
Let them search in their hearts who came from France.
I have searched in mine, and I find no adultery there. And shall not they who live in Scotland search in their hearts also?
Your Majesty, I fear Master Knox voices an opinion which must be considered seriously.
But I try to take him seriously, and he speaks in parables. To him, an idolater is the same as an adulterer, and those who come from France run a special danger of damnation.
Aye, they shall in that last day when he comes with his armies and driveth before him those who are not his children.
You see, Master Knox, you are not the judge who will stand over us in the last judgment. You are instead an elderly gentleman of provincial learning and fanatical beliefs, lately married to a niece of your own, some 40 years your junior. Now, if you will talk sensibly with me, I will talk sensibly with you. But if you come here to frighten me, I shall have to regard you as a most ridiculous antediluvian figure and find you very funny. Now, which shall it be?
Well, I know you hold the Lord God as a jest and a mockery.
Do not confuse yourself with the Lord God again. There's a difference.
I call ruin to fall on this house, the shelter of the great beast.
And there again, Huntley, can you by any stretch of the imagination look upon me as the great beast?
My dear, you've been too easy with him, and if you continue to be easy, we'll pay for it.
Ah, but it's my thought that in Scotland, though it be the first time in the world, we shall all believe as we please and worship as we list.
Never think it. I beg it of you. Take heed of me now, or we're all done.
My lord.
I'm unexpected, perhaps. Too early? I'll retire. Come when I'm wanted.
No, my lord, you've been long expected.
Why, pretty wife? As if with her maids. And maybe a cavalier or two for the maid's company. Ah, sit down all. Damn me if I'll intrude.
Your Majesty, you've a wife such as I wish I'd had when I was young. I'll take my leave, my lady.
You're tired, my lord.
She sends me off to bed, you note. You note it, Rizzio? And I'm a king, by God. And you're a clerk by office.
Oh, my lord, I'd hoped you'd have some other word for me when you returned.
She sleeps alone. A pretty wife. Orban! Orban!
You called someone?
Orban! Orban! I'm drunk, you see.
What is this? You will retire, sir. Is this a place for armor? I will receive Lord Douglas another time.
The callant's there!
This is my apartment, sir, and I must ask you to leave. I demand little courtesy, but that must I have. Are these your friends? If so, take them elsewhere.
Aye, I'm to have my friends in my apartment, and you're to have yours here. Well, I say no. They're to mingle. You see that Greek with the kinked hair there? He with the lady's hands and feet? Well, I see, that's the one we have in question.
Lord Morton, whatever you have in hand there, put no faith in this king I've crowned and set beside me. His sword is a paper shield.
I'm king in this country, mistress, and I know my rights.
Let me out!
Your Majesty, they've broken into your room.
Oh, save me, my queen!
Look at women so Darnley.
No! Stop! Traitors! Traitors! Traitors!
let you go. Whose order was it?
Why, ask His Majesty that, and Morton there, and Murray.
My brother, too.
We have the King's seal for what we've done.
Is this true?
Aye?
The worse for you. The worse for all of you.
Milady, this long while past you've denied me your chamber. And when I've seen you, there's been Miss Rizzio with you.
I was not guilty. But will you tell me now who will believe me innocent? You've branded me deep with this murder, and you've killed a guiltless man. I carry your child, or you'd answer for this. We're at an end, we two. From this time forward, if I ever touch your hand, may God blight me and my child. Take yourselves out! You pollute the dead to stand there.
There's someone from France.
From France. Tomorrow, though. Oh, I wish I was still in France and had never seen these stone walls.
He gave me this token for you. It's a crow's feather.
Tell my Lord Bothwell I have no wish to see him now or later.
He came from France to see
Helen.
Your Majesty, you've had unwelcome company this hour, and I care not to be another. But I come to make you an offer I made before, to be your soldier.
I have no time to talk, Lord Bothwell, nor do I wish to see you. The time's gone by.
My queen, turn not away your friends. You're few enough. Too few, it seems, to prevent what's happened.
I'm not unkind, but I'm cut off from you. You know that.
Yes. There's no need to hide your weeping. He was over young to die.
It's not for him. It's for all I wanted my life to be and is not. Oh, my Lord, I have no heart to face you. The fault was mine when we parted.
It's not too late.
It is too late for you and me. These faults we commit have lives of their own and bind us to them.
Yon was Darnley's work. Are you still his?
Am I not? I am to bear his child. I cannot hate my child.
It's in the wind, this Darnley's not to live long.
I'll have no hand in that, nor you.
Oh, he's only a pawn in the game the lords are playing.
But
it's no plot of mine.
He lives, and I'm his wife, and my babe is his. I must drink my cup down to the rinse. It's I that filled it, and if there's grief at the bottom, it's mine. I will name you my officer, but only if you can pledge that no harm will come through you to Darnley.
Lady, I need you and you need me. But I'll be cursed if Darnley's needed on this earth. There be men who wear their welcome out in this world early, and Darnley's one of them.
You've never yet learned to take an order.
I never will, but I offer you my fealty, and it's worth the more for that.
You must make your own terms. I'm but a beggar here.
Nay, 'tis I that sue, a beggar for what's impossible with this Darnley standing between us.
You shall be my Lord Admiral and act for me. Yes, and to this let me add how my breath caught when I knew you were here, hoping I know not what, things not to be, hopes I must strangle down. Oh, Bothwell, I was wrong. I loved you and denied you. Forgive me. Even too late.
We shall be happy yet.
No, For I think I've been at the top of what I shall have, and all the rest is going down. Oh. Come no nearer, my lord. It's not ours to have. Go now.
You sent me where before when I was needed. You'll not send me again, for I'll not go. I tell you, we shall be happy.
I rode on that, Your Majesty. I've news from the north. You've heard of Rizzio's death?
Yes.
Now Darnley's been murdered.
How?
Strangled.
So there's no more king in Scotland. Who took this trouble?
Murray and Morton, no doubt, and perhaps Douglas.
Not Bothwell.
No, though he must have known of it.
And the Queen weeps for her Darnley. She weeps and puts on mourning?
No, madam. Bothwell and the Queen are friends again. They'd be married already, but then her brother set against it, and the Earls are behind him.
Madam, this Bothwell's not a man to play with. If they marry, she'll crown him king.
You did well to ride fast, Throckmorton. Turn now and ride as fast back again, and tell my Lord Murray if he'd keep me a friend to let his sister marry Bothwell, tell him to favour it, hurry it.
With Bothwell king, you think to conquer Mary?
And next to John Knox. But do this cleverly, giving Knox evidence that Bothwell slew Darnley with the Queen's connivance, and they are united in blood. Who will deny that Bothwell murdered Darnley when he lives with the Queen, and who will credit Bothwell's denial?
But is it right to make a false accusation?
They are to marry. We sanction it. Let none oppose it. She refused him before when he could have saved her. She'll take him now when it's fatal. Let her have this love this little while, we grant her that. Then raise the winds against them, rouse the clans, cry vengeance on their guilty sleep and love. John Knox will fight your battles for you. I say within this year at the very farthest, there's no more queen than king in Scotland.
Second prisoner. The Queen! Aye, her army's gone. Then Bothwell's free yet. We've a man the walls be ready on the gates. Tally for John Knox. Aye, the old woman took a stance a half mile to windward, and there he stood a-hanging like the angel Gabriel, swearing Bothwell killed Darnley to have the Queen. And not only that, the Queen's men made her prisoner and delivered her up to Lord Murray and...
We have 90 men left to guard this castle.
And then when they're through, my lord, you'll stand by me.
Aye, if it's any use. The Queen's a prisoner. My men have deserted. Her own men have turned against her.
There's to be a party. I'll talk with these lords. If they refuse to release the Queen, I'll cut their throats. Will you gamble with me?
I will.
If they deny my terms, I'll draw and we'll let them have it. Wait for the signal. My sword's on steel.
Jamie!
You may drop these scrapings, gentlemen. We know what we think of each other.
We have little to gain, Lord Bothwell, by a conference with you. But to spare ourselves bloodshed and spare you bloodshed, we grant this respite and ask you to surrender without condition.
No, I thank you. You made war on us like a pack of lying hounds the other night, swearing in court and in public that we murdered Darnley so that we might marry. You know where that guilt lies.
Who killed Darnley, we care not.
It was you that killed him, and your fight is bearing false witness. You've won with that lie. May your tongues rot out with it. And now what do you want? What do you ask of us?
That you leave Scotland.
No more?
No more.
Then here are my conditions. I will leave and trouble you no more. If you pledge your word, the Queen's to keep her throne and her power intact. But if you dare encroach 1 inch upon her sovereignty, guard your gates, for I'll be at them.
Aye, you make your terms.
Aye, I make mine. Defeated, I still make mine, and you'll do well to heed them.
You know our answer.
Then look to yourselves.
Take his terms, Lord Murray. Bothwell's been our grievance against the Queen. When he's gone, you'll have no cause against her.
And the sword stays in the scabbard, and lucky for all of you. You pledge your words?
I give my pledge, Lord Bothwell, for all here present. We have not rebelled against the Queen, and will not if you are banished.
I wish leave to speak alone with her.
With the Queen?
Aye, for a moment.
There's no harm in that. We'll wait in the courtyard.
Thank God you're safe.
You're safe. Safe and set free, and may keep your kingdom.
At what price? You've sacrificed yourself for this. What have you offered?
Take the way against what you'll keep. I've accepted exile.
Oh, then I am exiled too. I am your wife, and I love you, Bob.
The bargain's made. You may keep your crown without me, but not with me. You abdicate your throne. What's left?
Bothwell, call in the men of your God. Cut our way through and ride. They'll never head us. We can rouse the North, get help from France and England, return with an army they dare not meet.
Ah, you'd raise no army, Marie. The North is as sullen as the South toward you and me. What's left we must do apart.
I betrayed you once and betrayed my love, but I learned from that. And I swear, though it cost my kingdom, not again.
If you would thrive, break that oath, for you know as I know, we lose together.
God knows what we'll win alone. Oh, Bothwell, the earth goes empty.
This once, and for the last time, I can save you from yourself and me. I go alone. We must say goodbye. We've spent what time we had, and I know not when I'll see you. The last time, and I know not. But we must not have any pretenses unworthy of us. It's likely we'll not meet again on this same star.
God help me, and all women here in this world, and all men. Fair fall all chances the heart can long for, and let them drink deep while they can their happiness. It goes fast and never comes again. Mine goes with you, and a fund of dreams, and to lie a while trusted in arms you trust.
Alas, we've loved well, could love better. We've had but a broken fragment of a year, and whenever I've touched you, something has made that touch disaster. Lest I bring you utter ruin, we must wait. Must wait better times and luck. I'll come again, if I can.
Ah, if you can. Oh, God, I'll not bear it. Take me with you.
Oh, is there a place, is there any refuge in this world for you and me together? Go as far as we could as there one turfed roof where we'd not be reminded of good days and end in bitterness. Ah, face these lords like a queen. Rule like a queen. I'd help you if I could, but I'm no help.
You must not surrender.
I'll not surrender. Goodbye, my sweet. But if they wrong you, if you ever need me, look for me back.
Goodbye to our two worlds.
Leave thee over the wall. Out of the way, madam. Nay, it's the Queen. Will you let us pass?
I guard this door, Lord Morton. You'll go the long way round.
He's gone. Clean away. This was hardly well done, your majesty.
Take care whom you question, sir. Lord Bothwell will leave Scotland. That was what you wanted. Remove that man from my presence. Is every stranger free to enter my court?
Oh, you be a queen and have faith in gods and idols. Yet in this way it will not stand nor avail. Bid the shield remove from the castle front, thou know it no more. As soon will it obey thee. Pluck her down. Pluck her down, this contamination of men.
My brother, if there is to be counsel here, send out this preacher and his ravings.
He will stay for me. Madam, gather what necessities you require. You will change your residence.
That is at my will, I think.
Think so?
And your faith? You pledged your faith. This is at once a betrayal of your sovereign and your word. Liars and traitors, you lied to us, a black and level lie.
We will keep our words when Lord Bothwell surrenders to us.
Go and take him if you can.
What you need, gather it quickly.
I am a prisoner. I need nothing.
You know, if beer bottles could really dance, these beer bottles, these above all others, would have reason to. Because under this famous Schlitz label went 5,096,840 barrels of beer in just 1 year. 5,096,840 barrels went into your bar, into your store, into your home. And because you like the taste of this one beer better than any other, Schlitz is the only brewery in American brewing history to sell over 5 million barrels in less than a year. No other brewery in America has sold as much, has come near it. And if you go back through the years with us now, 102 years, you'll see why. This was the first Schlitz brewery. They sold only 150 barrels their first year. It was a good beer, but 102 years ago, its greatness was not in the brew itself, but in the minds of the men who brewed it. And that was an endless curiosity about how to make beer better, an open-minded, liberal attitude about anything that might improve their skill and the quality of their beer. And that is why, year after year, the important advances in brewing were pioneered by the Schlitz brewery. Pure culture yeast for meticulous fermentation to give you, in every sip, the same fine, clean flavor. Precise control for uniformity to give you the full benefit of the world's choicest barley and hops. The brown bottle for protection against the harmful effect of light to give you a beer with the same fresh flavor and aroma put into it at the brewery. These are some of the many, many things Schlitz has developed over the past 102 years to make a beer so fine it made the city it was brewed in famous all over the world. And that is why today no other beer can touch that very special, wonderful taste of Schlitz. No other beer can match its remarkable smooth flavor. And that is why when you see this famous label, you'll know you're getting Schlitz, the beer that made Milwaukee famous. The best beer it's possible to brew. You see, it has to be fine to be first. Television rights to Mary of Scotland are through RKO Radio Pictures, soon to present in theaters Dick Powell in Cry Danger. Now Act 3 of Mary of Scotland, starring Helen Hayes.
We might be as well off in Edinburgh, it turns out. We look to England for a free country. Here we are, and there's bars on the window.
But whose prisoners are we, Beacon?
Oh, I would I knew. It's been a month now, and all I can say is we're prisoners. And the days grow longer and longer.
They grow so long that each one is the whole time between a birth and a death. And yet they go so fast, too, that I catch at them with my hand. It's this that drives one mad, Beaton. To know that on a certain day, at a certain hour, if I had but chosen well, Bothwell and I would stand together in a land all mine and his. Choosing wrong, I bring him to fight a long way for me and lose, bow his shoulders to a castle keep. Bothwell, a prisoner.
So they'll not hold him long.
Aye, that's to remember. He's not one to hold easily, no, nor hold at all. While he lives and I live, they'll not jail us two apart or keep our due from us. Yes, it's something to love, even late, even bitterly, where it's deserved.
My lady.
I have seen but a poor likeness, and yet I believe this is Elizabeth.
I am Elizabeth.
I had hoped to see you when last you wrote you were not sure.
If I've come so doubtfully in tardigrade, my dear, it's not for lack of thinking of you. Rather because I thought too long, perhaps, and carefully. And then at last it seemed if I saw you near, and we talked as sisters over these poor realms of ours, some light might break that we'd never see apart.
Can it be as I had hoped? Can it be that you come to me as a friend, wishing me well? Oh, if that were so. Oh, if that were so.
Pledge not too much, my dear, for in these uncertain times it's slippery going for all of us. I who seem now so firm in my footing, well, I know that one misstep would make me a most unchancy friend.
But does this mean that you can lend no hand to me, or I'll pull you down?
I say it recalling how I came to my throne as you did, beset as you were with angry factions, and came there young, loving truth as you did. It's thus if you would rule. Give up good faith, the word that goes with the heart that clings where it loves. Give these up, and love where your interest lies, and should your interest change, let your love follow it quickly. This is queen's porridge, and however little stomach she has for it, a queen must eat it.
I, too, Elizabeth, have read my Machiavelli. Are you serious to read me this lesson?
You have too loving a heart, I fear, to be a queen.
That's not what's charged against me. I have been traduced as a murderess and adulteress. What I ask now is only my freedom, so that I may return and in open court and before my witnesses prove that I am guiltless. You are Queen of England, and I am held prisoner in England. Why am I held, and who is it holds me?
It was to my interest, child, to protect you. Lest violence be offered to a princess and set a precedent. Is there anyone in England who could hold you against my will?
Then I ask you as a sovereign, speaking to you as an equal, that I be allowed to go and fight my own battles.
It would be madness.
May I not be the judge of that?
You will never govern, Mary. If I let you go, there will be long broils again in Scotland, dangers and ripe ones to my peace at home. To be fair to my own people, this must not be.
Now say once what your will is and what behind it. You wish me here. You wish me in prison. Have we come to that?
It's safer.
Who do you wish to rule in Scotland, if not my Stuart line?
Have I said, my dear, that I bar the Stuarts from Scotland? If your son were to be crowned king and Murray made regent...
My son in Mary's hands, Murray in power!
Is there any other way?
Elizabeth, I have been here a long time already. If it's your policy to keep me, shut me up, I can argue no more. No, I beg now. There is one I love in the north, you know that. And my life's there, my throne's there, my name to be defended. I beg you, as you are a woman, and I am, and our brightness falls soon enough at best, let me go. Let me have my life once more.
Then be advised and sign your abdication.
Stay now a moment. I begin to glimpse behind this basilisk mask of yours. It was you sent Lord Throckmorton long ago, when first I'd have married Bothwell. All this while some evils touched my life at every turn to cripple what I do. And now, why now looking on you, I see it incarnate before me. The murder of Rizzio, Murray behind that and you behind Murray. The murder of Darnley, you behind that too. And oh, that winged scandal you threw at us when Bothwell and I were married. Proof I have none, but I know it. Would know it anywhere in your eyes there before me.
You came here by your own road.
I see how I came back. Each step the wrong way, and each sign followed as you'd have me go, till the skein picks up and we stand face to face here. Oh, I should have seen your hand. How could I have been mistaken in you for an instant?
You were not mistaken. I am all women, I must be. One's a woman harrowed as you are, one who could weep to see you here. The bitterness at what I have lost and can never have. And one's the basilisk you saw. This last stands guard, and I obey it. Lady, you came to Scotland a fixed and subtle enemy, more dangerous to me than you've ever known. And I set myself to cull you out, and down you are.
When was I your enemy? How? Why?
It was you or I, for one of us must win. And I must always win. I brought this parchment for you to sign. Sign it and live.
If I sign it, do I live where I please? Go free?
Yea, I would you might, but you go to Bothwell. And between you might be too much for Murray. You live with me in London.
And if I will not sign this abdication?
You've tasted prison. Try a diet of it.
And so I will. I wait for Bothwell, and I wait for him here.
Where you will wait is for me to say, give up, Bothwell. Give up your throne if you'd have a life worth living.
I will not.
Child, I've studied this gambit before I played it. I will send each year that parchment to you. Not signing it, you will step from one cell to another. Step lower always until you reach the last. Forgotten of men, forgotten among causes. A race that cries in another generation that's lost your name. Wait then for Bothwell's rescue. It will never come.
I may never see him.
Never. Never again.
And suppose, indeed, you win within our lifetime, still looking down from heaven and up from men around us, God's spies that watch the fall of great and little, they will find you out. I will wait for that, wait longer than a life. Why, when all's done, it's my name I care for, my name and heart to keep them clean. Win now. Take your triumph now, for I will win men's hearts in the end, though the sifting take this 100 years or 1,000.
Child, are you gulled by what men write in histories, this or that, and never true? It's not what happens that matters. It's what men believe to have happened. It will be said of me that I governed well and wisely, but of you, cousin, that your life, shot through with ill loves, battened on lechery, was an ensign of evil that men tore down and trampled.
And still I win. I have been a woman. I have loved as a woman loves, lost as a woman loses. I have borne a son, and he will rule Scotland and England. You have no heir. A devil has no children. You shall suffer for this. I can do that. A woman can do that, too. Come, turn the key. I have a hell for you in my mind where you will burn and feel it. Live where you like and softly.
Once more I ask you, and patiently, give up your throne.
No, devil. My pride is stronger than yours, and my heart beats blood such as yours has never known. And in this dungeon I win here, alone.
Good night, then.
Aye. Good night.
Beacon. You will not see your maid again, I think. It said she brings you news from the north.
I thank you for all kindness.
Pulitzer Prize Playhouse, the outstanding name in American entertainment. Presented by Schlitz, the outstanding name in American brewing. Schlitz, the beer that tastes so good to so many people that it's the largest selling beer in America.
The preceding program, originally telecast by ABC in New York, has come to you by special video recording. This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.